What's up, movie fans? I'm the Master of Movies, Clay from the Hills Maniacs, and today I'm going to be giving you my review of the new movie, Beast. Warning for the movie Beast, I will be spoiling the ending of it, so if you haven't seen it, you can go ahead and watch it and then come back and watch this. So I wanted to do this video because this past weekend I saw Beast starring Idris Elba, um, and I just kind of wanted to give my review about it and see what it was like. And if you guys have seen this movie, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of it. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go check it out. Because I thought it was a pretty good movie despite having a bad experience with the theater, which I'll get into later. So the movie starts out with a group of poachers tracking down a pride of lions and killing most of them, all except for one, who will obviously come back later on in the movie. And for the movie experience that I had, the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie were played silent for whatever because they lost the audio or something from the theater, and they didn't restart it. So I don't know exactly why Idris Elba's character and his daughters were in Africa. Um, but so just bear with me when I try and describe exactly why they're there, because I could be off a little bit because I don't know exactly why they're there. But after the poacher scene, it shows Idris Elba and his characters and his daughters, landing in Africa, and they're going there. I don't know if they wanted to go see things from their mother, because I guess Idris Elba plays a doctor named Nate, and he had somehow met their mother in Africa before, and they got married and had kids. Nate is met in Africa by a man named Martin, who he was friends with, and his wife was friends with, and I guess he's some sort of, I don't know if he's like a zoologist and environmental biologist. Like I don't know what exactly he is because the movie was in silent when they introduced everybody. So I don't know exactly what he is, but he's something that has to do with studying animals, and at least lions and wild animals in Africa. So they meet him, and then he takes them out into the field, out on a kind of like a safari while they're traveling to where they're supposed to go to, and things end up happening, as you could probably figure out. Um, I like that they introduce these characters almost right away, and that the story is basically one continuous story. And by that I mean, at this point, after they meet Martin, he takes them, out, like I said, and they meet his assistant, um, and they come across a pride of lions, who Martin is basically friends with. Like they're comfortable around him, he's comfortable around them. There's two male lions and a group of females, and they come back into play later on. So keep that in the back of your head. So he says basically that, like, if, like most lions would, if if another male were to enter their pride lands, these two males would go and kill that male. So we come across a village where everybody has been killed, and they come to the conclusion that it was a lion, but he doesn't know why, because he says that's against lion behavior, which, I mean, I'm sure it probably is. But I do like that they did a lot of their research for this movie, and that a lot of this stuff is continual throughout the movie. They don't kind of backtrack, or they don't, go against what they said or contradict their own, phrasing of things from this movie. So basically, Nate and his daughters end up getting stuck in the car, and Martin goes off to find this lion. He gets attacked, and then the lion comes after Nate and the girls, and uses Martin as bait to get them to try to come get him so he can kill them, because this lion is the surviving lion from the pride that was killed by the poachers, and he now hates all people because they basically killed his family. So in a way, you're meant to, at least how I felt it was, you were meant to root for the lion in the sense that you would like to see him basically get revenge on the poachers for killing his family, but at the same time, it's like these are innocent people, Nate and his family and stuff. The lion is also the bad guy, which is kind of neat to see how it's kind of a dull opinion, if you will, on the lion as a character. So the lion keeps coming back and attacking them, and then they eventually run into the poachers who killed the Pride of Lions at the beginning, and things start happening, and then the lion comes in and basically saves Nate and his daughters unintentionally, and he ends up killing a lot of the, if not all of the poachers that killed his family, but then still goes after Nate and them, because that's how the movie has to be. They end up backtracking back towards the where they came from, towards that other Pride of Lions, which I said comes in play later, and the lion follows them, and they end up in like an old abandoned school type building thing that they had built to basically build a reserve or something out there, and it just once it it wasn't being used anymore for whatever reason, so they went in there, and one of his daughters was injured, so he was trying to bandage her up and stuff, and then he ends up leading the lion away from his daughters out into the middle of the pride lands of the other Pride of Lions, and gets attacked by the main lion, the one that's been chasing him. And of course the other two lions, like Martin said earlier, came down and attacked and killed the main lion. Overall, I would say it was a great movie. There were some flaws, and if I do a rewatch of it at some point, I might do like an inconsistencies video or something. Later on down the line, let me know if that's something you'd want to see when it comes out on DVD. But I like my favorite part was one, they did their research, and they know how a Pride of Lions would act, and they continued that throughout the whole movie, like I said before, to where it came back into play, and Nate in the movie remembered that Martin said that the characters would, or that the two lions would attack another male if it went into the Pride Land, so he purposely lured the lion out there so that the other two would attack it, because he knew that was the only way really to kill it. And then they didn't attack Nate, because Martin's assistant managed to come back just in the nick of time and find them, and they tranked the other lions or whatever, or scared them off so that they wouldn't hurt Nate, and then they took him to the hospital. I also like that they did that whole thing where they built up the lion as both a hero and a villain in a way, and had us like supposed to root for the Nate and his daughters and Martin, but at the same time kind of hoping that the poachers get what they deserve in a way. I'm not saying anybody deserves to die, but it's to do something like that, and it's a serious thing in the real world too. It's poaching, for killing animals for sport, for money, whatever, unnecessarily, and it's a tragic thing that happens, but it does happen, and it happens a lot in Africa, I'm sure. So I like that they took that focus and made that the main reasoning for the lion doing what he was doing, and they didn't just make it like, oh yeah, this is just a lion and this is just what they do, and they go and just kill people for no reason, because that's not how lions behave. So I like that they were able to have a reason for this stuff happening, and they didn't just throw it in to kind of make the villain of the movie just a normal lion, that and pretending like that's how they normally act, something like Jaws. which, speaking of Jaws, that's kind of the vibe I got from this Jaws and like The Shallows, shark movies like that, where like the shark is really angry and goes and attacks people for whatever reason. But I also get that, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out, the movie Orca, with Richard Harris, the original Albus Dumbledore. Uh, he he basically kills a pod of killer whales or orcas, and the one that survives follows him everywhere and just tries to track him down so that he can kill him, and in the end, he finds him. So that's basically the vibes I got from this. So if I had to compare this to another movie, I would compare it to one or all three of those. A great combination of those three, I think, because you get kind of the suspense of Jaws, you get the viciousness of The Shallows, or even The Revenant with the bear scene. If you've seen that and you know what I'm talking about, it won DiCaprio an Oscar. So it was a very brutal bear attack scene in The Revenant, and Leonardo DiCaprio gets mauled almost to death by a bear in that movie, and it was just a graphic scene, but it was amazing to watch. Not saying that I hope it actually would happen to somebody or something, but just as in a movie, like, you don't see something that graphic all the time, so it was very unique to see. So I would compare it to like Jaws, The Revenant, and Orca in a way. And if you combined all three of those and just made it a lion instead of a shark or a bear or an orca, you basically get this movie, and I'm okay with that. A lot of times, people try to remake movies or try to take the same plot of a movie but do it differently in a different movie, and it doesn't always work out. But this, because it wasn't directly, like, I don't think there were any other movies that were kind of similar directly to this, to where, like, everything that played out in this was exactly how it played out in another movie. I had a good time with it, minus the experience at the theater, but that's a whole nother story. And I love that the way that they did it, and they made the animal have a reason for attacking people, and didn't just make it seem like a vicious animal for no reason. And they tried to kind of, I'm hoping that they were trying to build awareness of poaching, and maybe make people like lions a little bit more, or want to stop poaching from happening, or maybe it will affect the way that people view animals, and hopefully it'll be in a positive way. So anyways, guys, there you go. That was my short kind of review of the movie Beast, starring Idris Elba, which came out this past weekend. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out, because it was a good movie. There is one jump scare, the classic window hit out of nowhere. And overall, though, it was a great movie. Not too much, scariness for it. I wouldn't consider it necessarily a scary movie. I would call it more of like a thriller type of thing. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for what else we got going on this channel. Remember, leave the scumbaggery at home, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Subscribe.